Hello, everybody. This is Colin Blow coming back at you with a update to the shelter plugin. What is the WoodShelter plugin? It's basically a gives players a starter protected base just to kind of get started with without having to worry with being raided or attacked all the time. By default, it does not take any damage. Downside: you cannot build onto it whatsoever. You cannot take anything off of it. Only the owner of the building can open the door unless the config is set to allow authorized TC users, so you can add your friends to it if you want. But either way, the owner can always open the door. This is what we call a protected shelter. Like I say, there's, it's just basically that's all you get. You can only have one on the server at a time, one protected shelter. Prevent spam usage. And let's see. Now, something added recently is an undo placement. If it's within the time frame, which is about a minute or so, it will let you undo it so you can kind of replace it where you want. There you go. Move it over a little bit. Don't like that either. Players can just do that until you get to that minute. Once the minute is up, there's not much else you can do. So we're going to wait just a minute here. Okay, we've been about a minute here. Let's see, we're going to try it again. Right now, it's been past a minute. Cooldown has expired, so now you're pretty much stuck with this building for right now. One other thing you can do is say, player puts the building down, they decide they want to keep building onto it. They don't want to be protected, they just want to build onto it. They can always do, I added this recently, this new update, convert shelter. What this will do is basically, you don't see nothing different, but in the back end, it removes its protection. You can do whatever you want with it now. You can pick up things. If your door's not locked, you can add other player locks on there. It's just a normal building, nothing different. You can upgrade parts, just like normal. Kind of cool. Okay, so now place another one. We do have to. There is a placement radius between other building blocks and other tool cupboards, so you can't just place these things right next to each other. Here's another one. Oh, that looked the same, little brothers. Another command that was there before, but destroy shelter. Say I don't want this anymore. This does not refund, but it does remove. It will remove any shelter on the map. Your shelter on the map. Like I say, this one is not protected, so it is not seen. So if I try destroy shelter, it's not a protected shelter, so it doesn't matter. That one is affected by decay and other normal damage. All right. Also, there's a command you can craft shelter. There we go. By default, it's 1,000 wood. Here, that's a basic shelter again. Place that back down. I'm too close to that, so put that back in. Move out just a little bit. Oh, just a little bit more. Now we should be good. There we go. And I say, just sometimes it's just a little picky. Just too close. Here's the new one. You can craft these as well. Now, admins also have a command I added this time. They can do the destroy all shelters. This command, will clear all shelters on the server, plus clear the lists as well. It also put in the server console that you cleared it. Kind of cool. You go craft me another shelter. There we go. Got 1,000 wood. Put you over there. Put one down. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now I want to run through the config real quick. There we go. Okay, this is your default shelter and pretty much global settings here. By default, when you spawn a protected shelter, they are protected from damage, whatnot. I did also add a timer, which will do one of two things. It will either convert your shelter for you after a day is set for a day right now, or it'll destroy the shelter. So you can enable that or disable that for the wood shelters for everybody. No big deal. Here's the crafting for the default shelter. It's wood. That's the item I need for wood and how much wood. Your inventory icon here. Like say if you want to, the default shelter here. It's this one. That's what it looks like. You can change that to something custom right there. A little name for it, same thing, and a little quick information. Do you want to spawn optional equipment like sleeping bag in there, respawn rate, lantern, TC? You can go through that real quick, pretty easy. Like I say, different things. Now, another thing I added here was this is the allow TC authorized players to open the door of the building. If you invite your friends in, you can have them open it with you. Something cool I added. Another thing, this is the radius. Too close to another TC, you can't place, or too close to another building block, you can't place. And the undo cooldown, 60 seconds in general. You can change that right here. Kind of cool. Another thing I added here was what I call auto kits, or just right here on your first player spawn, it'll give them the default shelter. There you go. You can turn it off here through overalls. How long to wait after they spawn? Sometimes you want to wait just a little bit for any other plugin to say, like give them a kit or give them like a quick set or a gear set or something. So you don't want to mess with that. So this just waits. You can set it to longer if you want. This will message the player that they got a shelter, and this is the name of the shelter. Default is just the standard shelter. Now here's another auto kit that's not on by default, but you can. It's a respawn kit, basically. You can give them another shelter when they respawn. Okay, and the other thing is the copy and paste integration. Here, let me go here. This is how I'm going to destroy this one, so I can paste it on the shelter. Oh, can't spell A. No. Now the copy and paste, I've made the copy and paste building. It's just a simple one right here. It's just a building I made in copy and paste. I added this stuff here. Kind of basically makes a bigger version of the other one. It's just like the shelter as far as protection, and what you can do, you can't do anything to it. It too has the undo timer as well. Do shelter. Go back in, because definitely placement on some of these buildings is a little more trickier. See, so I like it that way better. Okay. And you can also do the same thing on these. You can convert it. You can destroy it. And also you can add timers. See, on these are all done by the config setting here. So for that building, that's this one here. That's custom 1. Basically, this is the name here. Whatever you're doing, this is the one that the command uses. There's a command code. Let me show you. Back here. Okay. Give custom shelter, and then whatever custom one, we give that one right there. That's it. Give you another one. So let's delete that one. That's just delete. We'll place another one down. There you go. Right here on the custom ones, you can set it to be a protected, just like the other ones. You can do the timers just as well. Here's the custom skin IDs. And this is the actual copy and paste file name that the building is. So like I said, this one, I just went up and said copy and then named it shelter 1. You can do whatever you want. It'll copy it. Players do not need any kind of copy and paste permissions to use these buildings at all. I'm going to delete that one here. Let me do a destroy all quick key. Here's a number 2 that I placed, basically a stone building. Like I say, anything copy and paste will copy. You can paste down way this way. And like I say, it doesn't necessarily even have to be a building. It could be a barricade, a protective circle wall, just anything you want. Like I say, have a timer on it. They can use it and it'll go away quickly. There we go. Put it back in my inventory. There we go. And here's the third one. I just have 3. That's more like a the airlock and everything. It's a little high. I probably would want to undo that one. But here we go. Here's 1. Here's custom 2. Custom 3. Like I say, the biggest thing is this is your copy and paste file name. It looks in copy and paste for that file name right here. Shelter 3, Shelter 2, Shelter 1. And if anybody's used copy and paste here, that's gonna right here. It's got syntax options you can add. See right here, and see it right here, right here, syntax options. Right now, I normally have the authentication true. It'll automatically authenticate to the cupboard, and to the owner true, and a little positioning, give you a little height. Right here, see, authentic true, and the owner true, and height just a slight height. I did it for all these. You can do custom ones. It comes. I've got the first 3 already built in with the config, with the default plugin, and I will also include those 3, quick starter buildings for copy and paste. So you do have to have the plugin installed on your server for it to work, of course, but players do not need permissions for copy and paste to use the wood shelters. Okay, there we go. And we can undo. We're probably past. We're right at it. Nope, we're past the timer, so I'm going to destroy it. Perfect. Kind of cool. And like I said, with the, you can make anything, any building you can make, you just copy, put it in the file, and it'll paste it as one. So you can make your own icons, make them cool. Like I said, you can also do other things. I made one here. It's not necessarily a building. Let's delete that. But it is a boat. That's copy and paste. Put a foundation. Boom. Players can just destroy the foundation, and they got a boat. It could be a prize. Could be something they can buy. Something really easy. Just an idea. I did it with a helicopter. Both the Scrappy and the Mini works pretty good. You can also put loot boxes on top of like a small foundation. Set a quick timer on it to disappear within, say 5 minutes and destroy itself. So if they don't loot it, once in the inventory they're fine, but once they loot it, it's theirs. Let's see, put this one back here. I think we're too close to that one there. So there we go. Now we're back at the default shelter, like I say. All right, I just want to run over the commands one more time. Players, they can also do this shelter. Brings a list of commands. If you look on here, top one's just shelter. Give shelter. If you have the admin perms, it will give yourself a shelter, or you can, on the server side, you can use the command to give give shelter, and then my Steam ID, whatever it is. And if you use it from the server side, like in reward stores, it'll actually give that person a shelter. You can do it with the give custom shelter, and then custom say 1, but you would have to supply the Steam ID behind it. And then it'll populate and give that person when they buy it from your store. You can put these in kits, like I say, just get kits plugin, put it in a kit. It'll just give them that same way, so they can buy them from the kit store periodically. There we go. Let's say there's a lot of versatility with the copy and paste. You can do a lot of stuff. You can give them a lot cooler. Now you can give them a lot cooler starter houses. Whatever you want on your server, more medieval, more metal. They don't have to be wood. They can be made out of anything. Just whatever copy paste copies, you can put it something that can be deployed really easy with one of these, and you can make your own icons, like I said, and do whatever you want with it. Kind of gives. Now the plugin, I did rewrite most of it. Just about all of it, basically, to save these things way better. They all save on a data file now, or much better, I guess you could say. And the deletion, I know there was a problem with the previous versions where it would leave things. That should be all fixed now, so it should work a lot better than it did before. I know with some of the Rust updates and the new skins kind of messed it up for just a short time, but it should be rocking and rolling now. I've tested it out pretty good so far. Seems to be working pretty good. All right, guys, if you have any questions, just shoot me on Discord. It's a colon blow, and I'll talk to you guys later.